What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome along to our first stream in quite some time. Super Rugby is kicking off this weekend, and today we are going to be bringing you our round one preview show. And because we wanted to wait for lineups, we wanted to wait to see who's playing, because round one is the most, difficult to pick, because we don't know about the teams, we don't know about the players, we don't know who's going to make it out to the field. So we're going to break this one down a little bit more. We'll leave it a little bit late. That's why we're streaming it. The games start tonight in about 10 or so, maybe even 9 hours time from this going live. So as you've seen by the title of the video, we've got a special guest joining us for our round one preview. So sit back, relax. If you're in the chat, be sure to leave a comment or a question about any of these teams if you would like to. But let's not mess about any more. Let's get straight into it. Of course, if you want to join in the action and think you can pick better than us that we're going to pick today, make sure you join up on Super Brew. There is a link in the description. Go there, join up, and, well, stake your claim to be a better picker. Then you could get this. You could get this mighty yellow cap every single week. And be a cool guy. So make sure you sign up for that. And of course, we'll have written previews and all sorts of other stuff on behindthepost.com as well. So make sure you go check that out over the last remaining hours. But today, of course, it is preview round one. And let's meet our special guest for today, Taz. Well, since you've been on the channel, good sir, welcome back.
We were just chatting in the background, but that was it really. But good, Super Rugby's back, and unfortunately for you buggers, Ugly Mug's here back too.
Good stuff. I did mute you there for the start of that, so there we go. Live streaming, that's what it's all about. It's like, you always need to employ someone. I guess all the hotshots do, don't they? They employ someone to go click all the right buttons and make sure things are going. But don't worry, you've got volume now, Taz, so everyone they missed you saying hi. So it doesn't matter. We'll move on. Round one. So Super Rugby, of course, it's a good time for you because you're actually not driving in your van today, or your truck today. So it's great.
I'm actually in the game, in my games room.
Oh, the boys' room. That's where he is.
Yeah.
So what do we got? We've got 7 games this weekend. 7 games of Super Rugby to kick things off. So all we're really going to be doing today is having a look through the matchups, pretty much what we think, or how we think we're going to go, what we think of the lineups, which we have for pretty much all the games, bar one at the start of this. We might have it by the end, who really knows. But it all kicks off tonight. It's weird to say that. Normally you say Friday night. It all kicks off tonight with the New Zealand Derby to start the season. The Blues up against the Chiefs. And this is interesting to kick the season off with a game like this, I think, because the Blues, generally, they don't win New Zealand Derby matches, and this Chiefs team looks all right. I don't know. Coming from your perspective, on the other side of the world, the Blues, what sort of thoughts do you have on this team? I know here in New Zealand, they're a bit like the dumpers, you've got the poor Blues supporters and everyone else who hates them anyway, so it's no big deal. But do you think, aside from what you've looked at them, that the team they've got, the players they got this year, we're not really going to probably cover Beauden Barrett because he's never really going to be there for this team, but what they look at now, this is where it really matters. Is this a team that you reckon could actually do something half decent in 2020?
No.
And that's all we got on the Blues, so...
Nah, it's their recruitment year now, isn't it? They've got all the old guards are gone, and then they're just like any other Australian team. Unfortunately for the Blues, they're just it's their time to bring the youth up. So hope if they play good rugby and get moving, they might win a couple of games, but I can't see that can't see them doing much this year.
So their team, on paper, has a few gaps, it has a few holes. You're a man that knows a lot about, of course, Premiership Rugby, North Hemisphere Rugby. Joe Martin is actually starting, the former Quins player. He's starting at 13. Good. He's kind of kept Rieko Ioane out of that midfield, which we all suspected he'd be going into that midfield from the wing because that's where he likes to play and blah, blah, blah. He throws his toys around and tries to get at what he wants. He's been kept on the left wing. But Joe Marchant starts. What are the Blues going to expect from him in terms of his play style? He's alongside a guy like TJ Faiane, who's pretty much like an old school Ma'anonu, just not anywhere near as good, but pretty much a bash and crash sort of Islander player in the midfield. Are we expecting a similar game plan from Marchant, or is it going to be something quite special as in a more footwork sort of player?
He's an up and down player.
Oh, God.
If he's got the good, but when he's on form, he's a bloody good player, mate. He's got quick feet, he's fast, and when he's got time and space to do steps and that, he's a shifty little player, mate. He's good in the high ball. He's quick. He's got good hands. But it's a good pickup, really, I think, from the Blues. And it's a big jump for Joe Marchant, who's, as a young player, to go down to Super Rugby. So I think it's a good pick for him, really. I reckon he'll do well down Super Rugby because he likes fast-paced games.
Should be interesting. Yeah, I'm kind of keen to see how it goes. What I think is going to be probably average for this Blues side is that 9-10 combination. I'll talk about it in the preview a little bit, but Jonathan Ruru and Stephen Perofeta. I'm a fan of Perofeta. I think he could be a good player. I just don't know how he's going to go. But let's look at the matchup, though. Because you've got Ruru and Perofeta, and you can say against probably most Super Rugby sides, they're going to struggle. But they are up against a debutant from the Chiefs. Caleb Trask is the number 10 for the Chiefs side. There's no Aaron Cruden in the starting lineup. He's on the bench, and they've gone for a really strong bench as well, the Chiefs. Brad Weber's on there, Anton Leonard-Brown, Cruden, of course. Soa Coola's on there as well. Angus Tarvel. Huge names on the bench for the Chiefs. But that initial battle in that 10 jumper is going to be quite interesting, isn't it? With two young guys and a chance for Trask, I guess, to really cement himself. If he can pull one over Perofeta, who's been playing fleetingly for a couple of seasons now, he could really be on the up very quickly, couldn't he?
Oh, absolutely, mate. But it's down to how good the Blues pack can cope with their pack and give him platform. That's what it's down to, really. The young 10s need a good platform game to show what they've got. And if one pack can't do that, they're just going to leave 10 stranded, and he's going to be in a bloody chicken with headlights blowing right in his face, thinking, "Oh shit, what's going on?" But as a young player, with Caleb Telsk, he should just take the opportunity and just let him play his own game. Enjoy the game, mate. First proper start in Super Rugby, I reckon. I haven't really heard much about him, to be honest.
It is indeed. Straight from 19 Cup.
Yeah, so don't worry about the game. Just enjoy it, mate. And he's got one of the best coaches in the game at the moment, Ron Gatlin, one of the best man managers. And he'll probably put his arm around him and probably tell him, "Don't worry about the mistakes today, mate. Pick yourself up, go again." Because that's what Gats is like. And I reckon he's going to be a very, very good player behind him. And obviously you've got Aaron Cruden to learn from. So he's an up and down player, but he's an ex-New Zealand fly-off, so international fly-off. So he's got some good competition with him. But unfortunately, I can't say much more really about it. Just the Blues pack needs to give their young fly-off platform. If can't, the Chiefs are going to run away with it, I reckon.
It says a game where there's a number of debutants. Of course, we've talked about Caleb Trask already, but you also have Hoskins Sotutu starting at number 8 for the Blues, who is another debutant. You've got Kurt Eklund starting as his first start for the Blues as well. For the Chiefs, not so much, just Caleb Trask, we talked about. Quinn Tupaia in midfield coming straight up from the Waikato side as well. So a few big, up-and-coming players straight in there. And, of course, for me, Tyler Ardron, he's the guy I want to see in the second row. I didn't want to see him in the back row, so I'm pretty happy that he's gone straight into that second row as well. So for the team, I think the Chiefs side looks really good. The bad part, though, Tammy McKenzie. Oh, the talk about Mackenzie. He's back.
Oh,
He's getting
you're
fit.
living him up, aren't you?
Back in the
He's at
team.
50. Come on, come on.
One day out from the game, he goes and injures himself. What? Oh,
What's a twat?
how does he do that? What an idiot. I mean, he's cursed, isn't he? What is going on, Mackenzie? I don't know. But the change there, we'll see Sean Stevenson comes into 15 to replace Mackenzie. I don't even know how long he's out for. It may only be a small injury. It was a tight something. I just saw Mackenzie and injured, and I just put my head in my hands and thought, what the hell? How does that even happen? What's going on to the couple of guys who got in chat? Jacob and Jason, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. If you want to talk about chat about anything, do let us know about any questions you got about these games as well. In the comments, we can chat about those too. But that about sums up, I think, the starting lineups of these two sides. Sam Cane's at number 8, I thought was interesting, but I think it could be a close game, possibly until the end, when we see those X Factor guys come on. The Blues have gone fairly similar to where they can to Karl Tuinafiaki and Ofa Tuangafasi, both on the bench for the Blues. So could be an interesting last 20 minutes for this game. I think it could be a really, really interesting one. But victory sways which way for you, Taz?
One way, mate. Unfortunately, it's the Chiefs.
Well, how much by?
It's going to be tight with the youngsters, both young players, but the bench of the Chiefs is going to come on and show class, I reckon. Leighton Brown and Coden and Brett Webb will come on and control the game like he always does, and I reckon they'll get some quick scores and probably run away with it. I reckon they'll win by, as I'm doing it right now with you. I reckon they'll win by 12, mate.
I've gone close. I've gone pretty similar. I've gone Chiefs to win it by 9. I think it could be a close game for a start. Blues fans will get excited and be like, whoa, this could be our year. Just like they do for the Warriors every year as well. But I think they'll get eventually put away when the experience comes on. That little bit of X factor, a little bit of experience, that sort of thing. And we should see a Chiefs victory for round number 1. Jason's asked how we predict the New Zealand Conference to finish in the chat. I'll give you my quick prediction. I don't know if Taz has got a full prediction, but I'm picking...
Yeah, I've got a full prediction.
Okay, well, mine quickly will be the Crusaders, the Chiefs, the Highlanders, the Canes, and the Blues. Yep. I mean, I'm wearing this top for a reason. They're not playing this weekend, which really gets me, but I'm still wearing the Highlanders jumper because stuff it, it's Super Rugby season. And I'm overestimating my team, like every good fan should. Taz, how about you? What's your 5 going to be for New Zealand?
Crusaders are 1. You can't really go more against them. Chiefs will be 2. It'll be a hit and miss between. It's either, like you said in your preview, it could go 3 to 5 can be anyone. But I love Highlanders like you, big Highlanders fan. But fortunately, it all depends how well teams do against the Highlanders. If they play tuck up the shirt and run at us, we'll be in trouble. But so I reckon, and with the Canes, they can score so many points just out of the blue. I've gone with Canes 3, Highlanders 4, Blues 5.
Yeah, I think 3, 4, and 5 could be swapped around any position, really. You could get the Blues in 3rd, the Canes could be 5th, the Canes could be 3rd, the Highlanders could be 5th. It's really a split conference, isn't it? Where the Crusaders and Chiefs are going to be 1st, 2nd, one way or another. Highlanders, Canes, and Blues will be 3rd to 5th, one way or another. It's going to be pretty tight.
Plus the first game of the round, Blues for the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
The last 10 games, the Blues have only won once, and that was the last time they played last year. At the very end, won it 32-19. The rest have been all Chiefs, except one game where they drew. That was back in 2017. So you can only say one way, really. And if you look at that game when the Blues won, you look how many players of the Chiefs rested. Because they already made the playoffs by then, and they rested all their stars for the playoffs. So it's only one way, really. I just thought I thought I'd rub it into the Blues.
History is not on their side. That is for sure. Okay, we'll move on to game number 2.
Excuse me.
And try not to be here for decades and decades of time. It is the Brumbies. We're off to Australia. Brumbies versus the Reds. Off to Australia we go for the first time. I don't know about you, Taz, here, but I like this Reds team. I found this quite difficult to pick because
Oh
I was kind
yes.
of going head versus heart just a little bit. But taking a look at these two lineups, I mean, we'll talk about the home team first, which is the Brumbies. I'm not really surprised about any of this sort of stuff. There was one position I was always going to look at for this Brumbies team, and I think it's a common trend in the first 3, 4, or 5 of these games, even with the starting lineups, is the number 10 jumper.
Headshot,
We
yeah.
know what the pack generally is mostly the same guys we've seen before from all of these teams, really. But here's a new name, Noah Lolicio. No, I don't know.
Oh,
I'm going to say that I've
sick, mate.
absolutely smashed that. Completely perfect. But Noah might say otherwise. But Noah is starting at 10. But he's got experience inside and out. Joe Powell, who's pretty impressive now, Australian standards, up there as probably their best scrum half nearly in the country. Simone outside him, I talked about in the preview as well. Those two guys are going to need to take pressure off him big time. They're going to need to cover him. Simone's going to have to do a lot of kicking, I do think, just to try and let him come into the game. He's got the cop-out plan that other teams have too, with a big bulldozer like Kieran Drainey at 13. Solomon Akata, the former Warrior and I think Storm player in the NRL, is straight into the lineup. So you know what Australian teams are like and the former NRL players. They just can't keep their hands off them. And Tom Banks is at fullback. So the back line, that's where I'm really interested. Noah Lolicio, what can he do for this Brumbies team? They're losing a wealth of experience, obviously. No
Oh
Lealiafano.
yeah,
Now it's time to start again, isn't it?
absolutely. But it's like the whole conference, mate.
Yep.
Since this Japanese hotshot league started, all the big guns have gone there to get the money, which fair play. They work bloody hard, and they deserve to go wherever they want to go. But fortunately for the Australian, it's now time to all the youth to come up, and there's no you can't really say much really. Just the the Brumbies pack is so good. Then it is one of the best packs. One is the best pack in Australia, and they'll give him good forward running ball, and he'll have plenty of time to pick what he wants to do. And if he's a forward running thinking fly off, he could play well. He's I haven't really, I missed most of the Mitre Cup this year, so I haven't really seen a lot of the youth coming up because their games were like from 1 o'clock in the morning to about 5 in the morning my time, and I was in bed at that time. So, so I'm just saying what I know what the Brumbies can do. So, if it all depends the team around him, and if they, especially Joe Powell, he's a good scrum half, and he will look after the fly off. If he's not ready for the ball, he won't give it. Mm. And he can look after himself, Joe Powell. He's an ex MMA fighter. So
what? Really?
Yeah, that's what I've heard, yeah. So
he's tiny.
oh, he loves the cage fighting, mate, I heard.
Oh, jeez. Well, there you go. Breaking news.
Yeah, so that's what I've heard. I don't know if it's true, but he knows how to look after himself. So, but I reckon he's got the players around him to rip the conference up, really, the Brumbies. And if you've got a problem, just give it to Kaviji to run, really. They're number 13, big unit. Here you go, son. Have the ball. Tear some trees down with it.
I think you're right, though. I think it's going to come down to the pack, the Brumbies pack. We know what the game plan is going to be from the Brumbies. I don't think that's going to change. They've still got the same coaches there as well, which is the big thing. So we're going to get that forward-based game. Folau Fainga is probably going to be one of the leading try scorers in the competition again because they'll maul it up. It doesn't matter who's in that pack. That's the game plan. They got the power. They got the big guys. And it's likely that, guys out the backs are probably going to see very little ball, like generally the Brumbies have played like. So I do feel sorry for, the excitement. Though. They've got some good guys. Tom Wright, Tom Banks, and I don't know how Carter's going to go, but we'll see. But they got players that can do something.
Tom Banks last year was one of their limelights. He was bloody good when he played. And, excuse me, with when you give Tom Banks space, he tears it up. He's so fast. He broke the line quite a lot of times last year, and he looked very good. So but like you say, it's Brumbies rugby. They play this year out, year in, and if no one can stop them, they're just going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And even most of the New Zealand teams were struggling against the pack. So, but it's going to be strange to see how Alan Alatoa, I think I said that right,
Pretty close.
is going to how he's going to take captaincy this year. A young player, I reckon it's his time to shine, really.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting factor. Yeah, it is indeed. I mean, he's been around for a couple of seasons now, so I expect he'll be probably, the way that players turn over in these Australian teams, pretty influential sort of guy. I mean, a leader, I guess, in the side. Up against another Reds. No, I like this Reds team, and I mean, big old Brad Thorne, he does not mess about, does he? You can tell by the look of this team, he knows exactly what he's wanted to do for this game one of the season. Isaac Lucas, he's had a few games last season. He's the number 10. It's young, isn't it? It's young players everywhere. I look at that that pack and that back line, and it's just exciting. There's power. There's little guys who can do big things. There's pace. There's experience. The Spates and the O'Connors will play at 11 and 12. Jordan Pataya's there in midfield. What a midfield that is, by the way. If that can click, there's going to be danger.
It's going to be awesome to watch.
Could be. Tate McDermott's a nice little scrum half. I think he played really well last season. They've still got, although I'm surprised he's in the second row, but Lucan Salakai Loto in the locks with Angus Blythe. Of course, they've got Tupou there as well, playing Moses at hooker. JP Smith, a very experienced campaigner. I mean, this Reds team really looks like it could do some damage this season, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely, mate. If you look at their team, you think, holy shit. When you've got Campbell, their midfield, Connor, who was awesome this World Cup for Australia. Yep. He was one of the best. His game against Wales, when he come off, that changed the game. When he came off, I thought, what the fuck are you doing, Checker? He was running that game, and they were pressuring right at the end, but it's gone now, unfortunately for the Aussies. But I reckon that's a great sign of a spell from playing it for going on the ring. He knows how to finish, and that's what the Reds needed last year. They're so close in games. God, excuse me, I've got this bloody sore throat. He knows how to finish in where the try line is, and that's what the Reds needed last year. They were so close last year, and every game they didn't back down, and they needed someone to finish, and they've bought some good players who know where the try line is now. So, and with their pack, Brad Thorne's just gone. Yeah, he's very good, young. Let's build him up, and I reckon this is where the start of the Reds will go up and up and up, and you wait until a couple of years' time, they're going to be a real force in the Australian Conference.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I think this is a team that's going to be good for a long, long time as well. Young captain too, you took the young captain of the Brumbies, but Liam Wright, young captain for the Reds as well. Big future for a lot of these guys. And an exciting bench where Isaac Rodder doesn't even start, which is very interesting.
Well, and he was very solid for us. I thought he was one of the better players Australia had in the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And if he can't get in the starting lineup of the Reds in round one, it's obviously showing what the youth are doing.
Yep.
Pre-season.
They look very, very good. Moses Sorovi on the bench as well, so they're very well covered at 9. I like his impact as a quick little guy who can break the game wide open when players are tiring as well. So I do like the look of this Reds team. Are you picking them, though, to grab the win in round one?
I am, actually.
Are you? Ooh.
Yeah, I think, I know it's down at Bunbury's, but, and they obviously don't lose much at home, but if they play with the Brumbies, it's packed, kick it to the corners, whatever. But if the young midfield can get in front, in the faces of the Brumbies, I reckon it'll cause some havoc, and I reckon it'll be a very good game to watch, to be honest. I reckon the Reds will win by 3.
Ooh. I mean, I couldn't quite pull myself to do it. I just think the game of the Brumbies, the way they play, I just think we'll get them over the line because they can just shut the game down. So I've gone very close. I've gone Brumbies by just two. Just two. But, I mean,
Ooh.
I'd love to see the Reds win. Bring it on. I'd love to see the Reds bring it home in the opening game of the season. Right, that's two games done and dusted. Moving on, game number 3. We have the Sharks versus the Bulls. Off to Kings Park we go, and I tell you what, we've already talked about one exciting team, but the Sharks team, oh, they just look so good as well. The backline especially is what excites me about the side. Decent forward pack. With the backline, Louis Schroeder,
Oh
Karen Bosch,
my
Andre
days, son.
Esterhazen, Lakanyuam, Subusu and Kosi, Makazola Mapimpi, Afalilia Fassi. Oh, they just look like they're going to absolutely roll.
It's just right comes off the tongue, doesn't it? It's like their back line is like the future of South Africa.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
if you think it is, it's like that back line from say 10 to 15 could play for South Africa right now, and some of them already are. With Mpembe who was awesome in the World Cup. It's unbelievable how the Sharks their back line is class, mate.
It looks top shelf. I mean, I'm probably most, I don't know if it's excited to see it or if it's relieved to see it, but Karen Bosch at 10, more than anything else, because he's just been shafted in the last couple of years in that situation, just shoved at fullback.
Back, bro.
Yep.
So, he was wasted at fullback.
Yep. He's there now, and he showed last season the couple of chances he did get when his season was done, just how amazing he can be there. So I'm really excited to see him, and the support he's got around him is just fantastic. I do think they could possibly struggle against the big forward teams like the Bulls to a certain extent when it comes to that slow sort of forward-based game if teams can grind them down that way. But they've got decent players. I mean, Thomas de Toys, Kieran Van Vuren, and Ox Nish as well. A lot of guys, good experience, solid players. They could certainly hold their own, I think. So they're going to be, I think, solid in the pack, but just amazing in the backs. They are just going to be hard one to stop.
It's all down to how well the pack can front up against the other packs teams. Because if you look at the Bulls team here, they have got quite a lot of old players. And they've got Moray Stain as 10, mate. The old dogs come back, and well, if Coda Bosch sees him, he's just going to run at him.
Yeah.
Quick shimmy, bong, gone. But sorry, Steve, I caught my bloody throat.
You're all good.
But I reckon it's quite strange to see Josh Strauss leave Sale, come back to South Africa this year. I thought he would stay, can't move up to Scotland, go to one of the Edinburgh or teams, but come back to where he started his career in South Africa. So I reckon he's a strong runner for the Bulls, and they needed a number 8 really, a big, strong ball carrier, and Josh Strauss is one of them, mate.
Yep, and they'll get that from him as well. They got a few up-and-comers, some good players in that team. I think the Bulls are just not quite at that sort of level. They're going to rely on a lot of guys. I think with Stain at 10, like you talked about, they're going to kick a lot. They're going to just kick the ball away and probably try and just maybe play a Brumby sort of style of game. Well, they'll do it as well.
But,
they
and
waste
then
guys,
I feel so. Yeah, and then if you look at Hendricks and Speck, especially Speckman. How freaking fast is he? Stain is just going to say box kick and say, "Go on, Resco, run for it." That's it. And Resco's going to by 60 minutes, he's going to be fucked.
Yeah, Warwick Gallant, he's another one. He's probably going to be doing the same. Cornell Hendricks in that back line. Yeah, I don't know. I can't see the Bulls getting much out of this game. I want to see the Sharks do well because so many seasons they've been so close to doing well, been so close to exploding, so close to being that team that we probably expect them to be on paper, but they never really deliver. So it's a real shame.
I think the best move is having the Dupree brothers finally gone from the Sharks.
And Dad.
But they are ripping it up in the Premiership at Sale at the moment. Oh my God, they are hard as fuck, mate. I tell you.
So who you got winning?
Oh, the Sharks all the way, mate.
How much?
I don't reckon it'll be that close, mate. I reckon they're going to win by double figures. I'll say 14 points.
Yeah, I've gone pretty similar. I've gone the Sharks by 11. And, yeah, I think they should be exciting to watch. It's almost worth getting up at whatever hour it's going to be on. But some of us have to work, unfortunately. And you know what?
Unfortunately, I'm not, so I'll be watching it.
Oh, shut
but
up.
Just quick thing. Jason's put on the chat that do you think Australian players will return to Super Rugby after a few years abroad, such as likes of Stain and Duprius, as well as Albert returning to South Africa? To that question, mate, no, I can't see that happening with the Aussies. They will get their money from abroad, play their career out up there, and then retire. I reckon come back to Australia and retire. They won't come back playing to see rugby like the South Africans do. So that's my answer to that question.
Yeah, we don't want to see too many Adelaide Coopers running around, do we? Because the retirement village doesn't fancy Australia too well. You know what? I had all these fancy little graphics ready to go for this whole thing, and I forgot to transfer them onto the actual live screen. What an idiot! What an absolute idiot! So we're halfway through,
that's it.
And I mean, look, I had the Blues and the Chiefs one there nicely as well. Look, oh, that looks so good. And then I had the what else did I have? I had the Reds and the Brumbies one. Look at that! Oh, look how cool that looked. If only I used it. Oh, what an idiot! And then, of course, we had this one. Right, well, we'll keep them on for the rest of it, though, because they do look cool. I should just learn to use them more often. What a clown. Unbelievable. I spent about an hour doing that at 1 o'clock in the morning last night and forgot to use them. Round of applause for the clown of the week. Right, let's go. Hang on, let's go on to the next game.
Yep.
Sunwolves versus the Rebels.
Woo!
I mean, I don't know how long we're really going to talk about this one. Do we even talk about the Sunwolves? Sunwolves! What do you like about the Sunwolves? Come on, Taz, let's be positive. What do you like about the Sunwolves?
They've got a good player in Ben Taylor coming over, mate. That's all I'm saying. Because Ben Taylor is a fucking good centre. And he wasted his career in England. He stayed with Worcester Warriors, where other big clubs could have snapped him up. And he stayed loyal to him, which is fair play to him. And then he went to Toulon for a year and did absolutely shit there. Toulon were fucking terrible last season, and they're even terrible now. But I'm quite surprised he has joined the Sunwolves though. But the Sunwolves need anyone who would want to join them for their last year in the Super Rugby, and it looks like they have. But one thing is Ben Taylor is a forward, strong ball carrier, and he don't take no shit off anyone, mate. He's a good tackler, and he's a strong runner. So that's the only positive thing I can say about this poor old Sunwolves, mate.
I mean, you look at it on paper, and you say, yeah, he's a good player. I mean, yeah, Garth April was a solid player. Well, I'm pretty sure the Sharks, he was okay. Obviously, T.O. was, he's a good player. James Dargaville was really good with the Brumbies. Brendan O'Connor was a pretty solid Blue. Jake Schatz was a good Super Rugby level Reds player. These sort of guys, decent.
That's what they are, though, aren't they? They're steady or okay players.
Nothing. They're not X factor.
Nothing. Yeah, they haven't got the next level up. Mm-hmm. Where last year they had a very good. I enjoyed watching the Sunwolves. I know they got stuff last year, but I enjoyed watching them. And like Parks last year, he was bloody good for the Sunwolves last year. I thought he was very good, but it's terrible to see them in a big competition like Super Rugby, and there's no Japanese bloody internationals in the squad.
Yeah.
And that's horrible to see, and you just think, what's the point? I know it's your last year, but you want to try and show yourselves up for the last year. And they've just kind of threw away. It's like a throwaway team like the Saracens now after they got relegated up here. No one's there. It's just going to be a run. Everyone's going to play their weaker team, but I'm surprised. Looking at the Rebels team, they thought, "Fuck it, let's go out and get a bonus point here and just win." So but obviously that's their first game, so everyone has to get up and running. But that's what I can see by the Sunwolves this year. They're just going to be ran over, and it's going to be hard to watch a team just get dismantled like they are going to.
I wrote.
But
yes, sorry.
I hope they. Sorry,
no, right.
But I just hope they. I hope they can prove me wrong.
Good luck. I wrote on behindthepost.com. Go there and check out the conference previews. I did write on there when I was doing the Australian conference about this team. Now, at the time of writing it, which was a handful of days ago, 38 players that I had named at the time of writing it. 14 of them were Japanese, and 2 were internationally capped Japanese players. So,
really?
Why wouldn't you have 38 players? Oh, that seems an astronomical amount anyway, but, have 70% of that, or 80%, like the Jaguares, internationally capped players from that country, obviously Japan, so Japanese players. Why not just have all those guys there? Are they really getting better experience playing in their domestic competition than they are playing against the Southern Hemisphere's best in Super Rugby, even though they're playing up against a lot of really good players in that league? Don't get me wrong, there's amazing talent playing in Japan this season.
Well, if you think about it, they are getting good experience playing in their domestic league at the moment. Because if you look at the players who have left the Super Rugby, gone to that league, you think, holy shit. But you have to admit though, they've worked so hard to get this team into the league, and they've got 3 years. Yeah, they've been gradually building up, and they kept their players and rebooted it after what Japan did in the World Cup and got them playing in the Super Rugby. They've met Australian leagues there to be won. Conference, and they've just threw it away.
It's a lot of hard work, isn't it, for nothing? Absolutely nothing.
It's just a stab in the back for the guys who actually got them into the Super Rugby in the first place.
We're not talking about the Sunwolves anymore. We're going to move on to the Rebels. I mean, we'll talk about the Rebels team. Frank Lamani.
Yeah.
That looks like an exciting signing. Number 9, he'll partner Matt Tamura in the 10s. Pretty much similar side, though, isn't it, to what we expected from the Rebels last season, which, although it's good, is a bit concerning because they choked pretty hard last season as well. When it got to the real business end of the season, a lot of good guys there. Do you see them changing, though? This season they're going to kick off well. Last season they kicked off well. They were getting bonus point wins. They were flying high in Australia, and everyone was like, yeah, awesome. The Rebels finally living up to expectation. And then they just went and fell off a cliff. They're going to get the good start this season, though, aren't they? They're going to get expected a bonus point win and not be away.
They're going to get, they got a bonus point here. They're going to get a bonus point at this game. And then round 2, I don't know who else. They're the Brumbies away. So their season starts next week against the Brumbies to see how they. And if the Reds beat the Brumbies like a predicted, the Brumbies are going to be pissed. So but it's just hard to see where the Rebels go. They're going to be such an up and down team. They're going to be good, or they're not going to be good. And one thing is, I still don't think Matt Tuma, or Tuama, or whatever you pronounce his name, Tamura, he is not a 10.
No.
He is not a 10. So why play him there? He is a very good 12. He spent all his career at Leicester playing 12. So and he was bloody good there. And he comes back to Australia, got into the World Cup to be a 10. And he's going to put, he's, not 10. So that's going to be the downside to the Rebels, I think, unless someone in the youth or someone else in the, I don't know who else they got as 10 in the pack, because like I said, I miss all the cups during the summer and that. So
No one.
that's
No one.
what for.
They've picked up Andrew Deegan from the Western Force, but I mean, very,
Exactly.
very, very little for the Rebels. So, I mean, what do they do? Just play Matt Tour for the whole season at 10. I agree. He's much better outside.
Yeah, he's a better 12 because the problem is with Tuma, he's a ball carrier, and a 10, you either ball carry and then pop it off, or manage the game well. And he's a 12 who likes going into rucks, clearing out, getting the ball running. So it's hard to see where what type of game the Rebels are going to play this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've.
Oh, yep.
No, go on.
I just said I've got them with a big win. The Rebels, even though I don't think they're going to have a big season, I do have them thrashing the Sunwolves. I mean, it's a game that probably Tamil will like because it will be quite open and he can probably play like whatever position he wants to. But yeah, I've got them by 15. And I want to see how good Frank Lamani goes at number 9 as well. So he should be electric. The Sunwolves, who cares? What do you got?
Yeah, I put the Rebels win by 20, mate. It's going to be a side show, and it's you can't see anything more. Any team against the Sunwolves this year is just going to be a one-side show, and it's going to be big, heavy defeats.
I like the Sunwolves.
Unless you play the Blues.
I like them. I wanted them to win last season. I wanted them to do something special, but the thing is, they had one season left. And it's like one chance to make the statement that Sanzao are wrong. One chance to go, stuff you guys. And they've just gone, we'll just sign some guys a week before it starts. And I don't know, if we've got 6 million players, we'll rotate with the rest of the world rugby of players that are uncontracted throughout the season. And who cares? Well, tell you what, Sunwolves, if you don't give a shit, I don't give a shit. And if I don't give a shit, I don't want your team to win. So as much as I don't like the Rebels that much anymore, go the Rebels. Stuff yous.
Yeah. I just think it's just bad to see how, like I said, it's just a stab in the back for all the guys to get the Sunwolves into the league in the first place.
Yeah. It's a bit of a kick in the guts, isn't it?
So let's change game because this is doing my head.
We got a question for you from Bumbles in the chat. He asks, how far do you think the Brumbies will go this year? I'll try my best to say it wrong. Personally, myself, I think they're going to top the pool and they'll make the playoffs, and it's going to depend who they come up against. But a quarterfinal, maybe a semi-final if they get a good lucky draw. But no further than that. That'll be the best job for the Brumbies this season. What do you reckon?
Yeah, exactly same, mate. They'll win the conference, and then unfortunately for them, they'll either get a very good, solid South African team, or the Canes or the Highlanders, and then it'll be that's it.
I mean, they got shafted last season, didn't they, having to go to play the Jaguares in Argentina, and that was probably the most pumped up side in the history. Oh, did they play them last? I'm pretty sure they did, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, and
they got thumped.
It was a close game. It was a close game for 10 minutes, and then they got smashed, mate.
10 minutes. Right, we'll move on. Next game. Hang on. Make sure gotta do my little graphic change. Like all this evidence, these damn graphics. Right, there we go. Crusaders, Waratahs. Yes, I remembered. Right, Crusaders, home team. What have we got here? Much of the same experience. They just keep churning them out, don't they? This Crusaders side. The backline, though. I mean, we've talked a lot about backlines more than forward packs, haven't we? But my God, this team. Goodhue, Enor, Jordan, Havili.
If you think about it, really, come on, guys. At the moment, Super Rugby is all about the backs at the moment. And that's how Southern Hemisphere Rugby is going at the moment. And, oh, my God, there are some class backs. That's why we keep talking about them.
Yeah.
So, there's no point even talking about the forwards, because even if the forwards are having a shit game, the backs can bail them out. So, but like always, the Crusaders, they just bring out talent. Whatever season it is, big guys go, and they can rest players, whatever. And then the next thing is, oh, this young player turns up. Who the hell's he? Well, he could start in any Blaze squad.
The big
That's
thing
what
is,
happened. Like
they have
it's
a
like,
huge catchment of from the Mighty Cup, Tasman and Canterbury. They
oh, it's not a bad two teams to have, is it?
well,
Really? Come
that's
on.
what I mean. They start much sooner than just picking up this Crusaders team. They're doing it in the Mitre 10 Cup. They're seeing what these guys are capable of. They're matching them up with players from the Crusaders who are experienced, and they can tell by playing with them, and they can go. This kid's got something special when they go back to the Crusaders,
Oh yeah,
and that's
that's
how
the
they
thing
know.
is, it's like Owen Franks. He went back to play for Canterbury,
Mm-hmm.
and then he goes, yeah, he's good, he's brilliant.
Yep.
And then you just go, whoop, you think, shit. You look at the team, and think, oh shit.
They're gonna be very exciting. I mean, if you want to pick holes, we've got probably a little bit of a, I don't know if you call it a question mark, but a wait and see maybe over George Bowers loose head, Ollie Iago is tight head, Tom Sanders, Tom Christie, are you blindside and your overside flanker? I mean, those guys, especially the flankers, are experienced Super Rugby players. They've been around a little while.
Oh.
Bauer and Jaeger have been around a couple of seasons as well, fleetingly. So, I mean, I don't have any concerns because you just know this Crusaders team will just gel.
If you look at it, Bauer and Jagger, they've been in the background.
Yeah,
they experienced Super Rugby. But look at the guys who they've been who's been playing up and training from.
Yeah.
Only the most capped New Zealander in the front row, Owen Franks. Yeah, well done. And then you go to tight head, it's bloody it's Moody. And you think, oh, okay.
They're sorted. The Crusaders are sorted.
It's just, wherever you go, mate.
Yeah.
And then you look at it, you got all them young guys, all the other guys would gone to Japan and got or retired, like Reed and Wylock and what's his name in the centres?
Crotty,
that's it. Mr. Reliable.
Yep.
And then you bring in Brendan Noah, who was awesome when he came on last year, ran the show when he was playing. And then you said, yeah, Jack Good, who's class as well. And then you go, here's Brendan Noah, let's bring him on beside you. And we'll just, the Crusaders every year, and I say it every time I'm on here, their squad is unreal. And if you look at their bench when they can rest Reese, Hall, Taylor, not even Moody's on the bench. They've got so many. Where's George Bridge, for God's sake, who had a brilliant World Cup? He's not even in the 23, for God's sake. And you just think, it's just unreal, mate. And then the best thing about the Crusaders is they've got the same coaches from last year. And you just think, oh, for fuck's sake. It's same old Crusaders who are just going to be quality.
Oh, goodness.
And then, fortunately, they come up against a poor Waratahs team.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I don't have much time for this Waratahs team. I never really do, but they just seem... Hey, they got a new coach. It could be the turning point of this Waratahs side.
Not a chance in hell.
I don't like the team. Another young teen, Will Harrison. How's he going to go? We find out. I mean, this is probably...
Well, he's playing against one season superstar, Richie Moronga, who was class. He's just going to show Will Harrison, this is how you do it, son. Watch me, mate.
God.
I don't like saying it, but the Crusaders are just so good.
Okay, the Waratahs though. You got any positives about this Waratahs team? They're bringing up another young 10 for Australian rugby. Looking at the big picture, that's a bit positive.
Well, they need to.
But I mean,
they need to.
I don't see any much positive about this team. I'm not a fan of Carmichael Hunt. I'm not a. Hey, here's a positive for you. Currently, Beale's not playing 10. He's at fullback. That's
That's what
got
I
to
was
be a
just about to
plus.
say, mate. That's what I was just about to say. He goes, he's playing 15 where he's very good.
Yeah.
Very good. So, I mean, on his day, he's a well-beer. But that's one good thing.
Yeah, that's about my only positive about the Waratahs team. I can see they're going to probably struggle in
But
this game.
what do you think of Michael Hooper giving up the Wallabies captaincy and staying with the Waratahs captain?
No, he did
Or was
the
it
other
the
way
other way
around.
around?
No,
He did it the other way
he
around.
gave the Waratahs
So
captaincy up.
who is now Waratahs captain?
Oh, jeez, I can't remember now. It is. Yep, I'll find out. I'll find out as you talk about the amazing rest of the team. Come on, amazing.
Well,
It was one of the other forwards. God, I have to remember now. Yeah, but who are you picking anyway? I mean, you don't have too much.
I got it. Crusaders all day, mate. They're at home, for God's sake.
Here we go.
I reckon they'll win by 12, mate. It could be even more.
Where is he?
Actually,
Rob
I'm changed
Simmons.
now. I'm
That's
going.
who it is. I knew it was another forward.
I was just about to say Rob Simmons. He is a solid lock. That's probably the one good thing, and he is a good lock to have. But it's just hard to see how bad Warriors are going to be. They're going to be okay-ish, or they're just going to be terrible. And it's just lucky for them to have the Sunwolves in the same conference, or they'll finish bottom.
To me, it's similar to what you said about the Sunwolves. They got a number of okay players. They've probably got one guy who can really change the game on his day. But I mean, Rob
I
Simmons
feel
is
sorry.
good. Jed Holloway's okay. Tom Stanithorpe's okay. I mean, their front row is okay. Tom Robinson, Robbie Abel, Tetra Faulkner, they're okay. They're fairly good. But no one, look at that Crusaders team. There's so many players who individually could just blow the game apart and score a try or score 3 tries and in 5 minutes the game's all over. The Waratahs just don't have that for mine. I think they're going to get pretty well beaten. You got a big margin for this one?
I've gone 18, mate.
Oh, 18. That's a big one. I've gone just by 12. I just think they'll probably just play with them a little bit. Run it on to the end. Waratahs might have something special. Who knows? I just don't like the big scores, especially this early in the competition, because who knows what's going to happen. You don't know what teams are going to bring out.
It doesn't
of the
matter what
woodwork.
team the Crusaders bring out.
Crusaders, yep. Crusaders would be amazing. Let's move on though. Our next game.
Yeah.
Remember the graphic. Here we go. Next game is Stormers
A bloody
versus
good one.
Hurricanes. There we
I reckon
go.
this will be the game of the week, I reckon.
I do agree with you. Stormers side, I'm a huge fan. And look, for once, here we go. For once, let's do this special one for this game. We can talk about the forward pack. Stephen Kitshoff, Bongi Mbadambi, Franz Maholba, Chris Van Zel, Yaka Kutzev, Stephen Peterstep, Detoy, Slayer Khaleesi. What's a pack in the Stormers team? Khaleesi at number 8 as well. Interesting point you mentioned earlier. This looks like a team that can... I mean, it doesn't matter who's in their back line, but they've got some talent out there too. But this is a team that's going to get that front foot ball every single phase, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, mate. This is... With this pack of the Stormers, I'm very surprised how well they've kept this squad. Especially the forwards, Steve Kusoff, Mobubi. That's a brilliant front line who could be in any international team. Now, Kitsoff is now their number one loosehead as the Beast is retired. Mobubi's kind of took over Maddox's place as the starting hooker. It is just class, this pack. It's going to be quite good to see Khaleesi at 8 because he's always played 6, and it's going to be very good to see how well he controls the pack there, and the ball out at the end in scrums and stuff. So it's going to be very good to watch that. And the back row, I'm very surprised they've signed Jamie Roberts.
Why?
As why?
Why? Why not? What's
Well,
wrong with Jamie? I mean, I'm excited to see what he can
I've-
do in
I've-
Southern Hemisphere rugby.
I've met Jamie Roberts in real life.
Oh, here we go. Name dropping.
Yeah, I have. But he's a prick. A stuck-up, arrogant Welshman.
Oh dear. Can you feel the love between the English, the Scottish, the Welsh, the Irish? They just love each other. Oh, goodness me. Good stuff. I like that.
But
Not a fan of
well,
Roberts.
but I love him as a rugby player. But the time I met him, we had a big sevens tournament, and we were all smashed, and he was smashed, and we asked him and England flyer Josh Lucy. They were drinking with us, and we asked for a team photo with him, and he refused. But I thought, you arrogant prick. So
Oh, story
but
time, eh?
but as a rugby player, he's a good. He's been. I think he's gone past it a bit. He's been shit for. He was crap for the Harlequins. He was crap for Bath this year when he was playing, and I don't reckon he would do much for the Stormers. I reckon he won't play many games. I don't reckon. But if he likes it and enjoys the environment what he's in, he plays very well. He's a strong ball carrier. What if you look at their squad? Is what they want. They're a forwards, strong backs, and then you've got players like Peterson and Dylan Lyons at the back just to say, "Go on, we'll open gaps for you. You run through them."
Yeah, I mean, they got the talent back there too, don't they, in their back line? Golden Boy, Herschel Yankees, he's going to be huge to them. Willems's at 10. Sergio Peterson, Sabilo Sinetler, names. Dylan Lades can play anywhere in that back line. I just really like the Stormers team. I think they're going to be the one to watch in South Africa. And in the competition, I think they're going to be right there deep till the very, very end. But it's a tough start, though. Hurricanes, I guess if you're going to pick on a New Zealand side that doesn't go to South Africa very well, they have their ups and downs over there in the big land of South Africa. But, again,
it's
good team.
a very good team.
Fletcher Smith at
It's
10. What do you think about that?
I'm surprised he actually left Highlanders, but he was up against Josh Ioane, and if he wants to play for New Zealand, he had to go. But he's it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because when you see Jason Roberts, he is a big bloke, and he runs good hard lines at tens, and he sees him. He just hopes Mapipi and Gareth Evans will be there off the scrums to help him get him, because if Jamie goes through him once, he's just going to carry on doing that all game for him, for Stormers, and so I reckon they need to look after him. But if they look after him well, they've got the players around him. Like Mapipi was Mapepe, whatever you pronounce his name, he was brilliant last year for the Hurricanes. He was quite surprised he didn't play much for the New Zealand, to be honest, in the World Cup, because he was brilliant during the Super Rugby. But it all comes down to how well that pack does against that world-class pack.
Yep, that's going to be the step up, isn't it, for them? I think Fletcher Smith's pretty well covered, because Perenara's not going to give him any crappy hospital passes, and if he does get in trouble, it's just an easy solution. Give it to Laumapi, and Laumapi will just run at whatever brick he can see in his way, and probably get you going forward as well. So he's fairly
It's going to be a good battle. It's going to be a good battle between
two 12s.
Yeah, the 12s, mate.
Yep.
It'll be a good hard battle.
It's similar sort of players. And the finishing out wide, Ben Lamb, he's a big guy that's going to probably try and run over Peterson if he can. Houston will run around everyone. You got two kind of power wingers up against two, what do you call it, exciting, kind of pacey stepping wingers. So that's going to be exciting. And of course, Geordie Barrett, similar to Dylan Lades, is that he tries to play everywhere. Although I think the best Geordie Barrett is a 15. By far, no one is matching him now. I think he's probably one of the best fullbacks going around. Probably Barr's brother would argue with that. But Geordie at 15 is such a different player than on the wing. He's far more committed.
He's wasted.
I agree. Yeah. On the wing, I think he's lazy.
Last year, he played on the wing, 2/3 of the games last year
Pretty
for
much,
him? and he was trying to get into the game. He kept coming inside, trying to get find ball. And when they broke, he wasn't there to bloody get the ball.
Yeah, that's why he's better at
And
fullback.
he can pick his lines. He's a clever player like his brother is. He can read the game well, but yeah, I agree. His best position is 15.
What I liked about him at 15 was last season that when he was in trouble, not in trouble, but when the game was on him, as in the last man, his defence was phenomenal.
It's quality.
I mean, when he's on the wing, it's kind of like, oh, well, I'll try to tackle this guy, but if I don't, there's someone at the back that'll do it for me instead. When he's a fullback, he's like, holy shit, I got to stop this guy of everything I do. He throws his body on the line. He just goes all out. It's just like a mental thing for him, possibly. I don't know, but at fullback, he's savage. He's vicious. He will smash from the touch. He will do whatever it takes to stop you going over that line. On the wing, you don't really notice he's even there half the time. So I'm really excited to see what he can do at fullback. This is the big game, though. Who are you picking to come away with the win? Like you said, game of the round.
It's going to be awesome. Yeah, game of the round. It's going to be bloody up and down. I choose the Stormers by 5, mate.
I've gone very similar. I've gone Stormers by the 4 points, so very similar. I just like that Stormers team far too much, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Canes come away with it either. It's going to be a close one.
I'll be it's up and down, mate. It's going to be who gets good ball, who can take the hits, take the punishment, and get good ball to their backs. But either team can win this, but it's going to be whoever wins it, the losing team will get a bonus point for within 7 points.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Right, final game of round number 1. Here we go. Oh, now I'm on 5. The graphics.
Oh, we got the Lions.
The
Lions team has been announced.
We do indeed. Jaguares versus the Lions. Of course, the losing finalist from last season up against the boys that are remembering the glory days of a number of years ago. We've got the Lions team, so we might as well talk about that first. Here's a name for you. Yanni Duplessis. Back with the Lions again. Back in South Africa. It's kind of like the Bulls, isn't it? Old guys coming back. A lot of names leaving. And I mean, what do? If you're a Jaguares team, you just smash out the Yankees, don't you? And just smash them, and watch them crumble.
Yeah. With Yankees, he had his opportunity. He could have easily been South Africa's 10, but he's threw that away, and he hates tackling like most fly arse do, unless you're real special players like Barrett, Wilkinson, Pollard, and all that lot. Finn Russell for Scotland, Daddy Big for Wales. There's some tends who like tackling, and there's some who don't, and he's one who don't. He turns his back on you. If it's an opportunity for a big bloke running at him, he's just gonna say, "Yeah, see you later, mate."
And it's gonna have big blokes running at him too, isn't he? From the Jaguares.
Well, yeah, they don't produce small guys, and they're yeah, massive. So, but with the Jags, they've lost some very important players this year. But it's practically the Argentinian national team who plays for them, and they've been together for years, play Super Rugby together, play international together. They know what each player does. So, and it's a tough place to go over to Argentina and try and win games over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you got to predict their team though, can't you? Like, the guys they've still got Chaparro, they've still got Vivas, they've still got Medrano in their front row, Creevy, Montoya's still there, Sakino's still there, got really good hookers. I mean, they've lost one yellow card, like Lavanini's gone. They've got Alomalo, Kramer, Guido Petti's still there, Thomas Lozana, DCO, Bruni. I mean, it's still a really powerful, good pack. I mean, you can expect and you'll know that these guys are going to bring the pain in the pack. And I think that pack is going to run over what the Lions have got, unless they've got some really star-studded talent we don't know about yet. But this Jaguares pack looks just as immense as always, whoever they name.
Well, if they were brilliant, their pack was brilliant in the World Cup. And they it's just going to be the same. They're going to play their style of rugby, and if you can't cope with it, fuck it.
The backline's going to be exciting too, isn't it? I mean, there's one man
Oh
I
yeah.
want to talk about, Emiliano Boffelli. Oh, inject him into my veins, eh? The skills of him is phenomenal. Carreras is coming to the side as well. You may know from when he played for Argentina. Cancelliere, the outside backs, Moroni, Tucalet, Delgui, De La Fuente, who else? Matthias Orlando, Benicia and Miotti. We talked about this a year ago. Who are these guys? Now they're household names. They look set. Good scrum halves. Bertino, Cabelli, Iskura. This team, they're gonna run rampant, I think. Stormers will give them a run, which I'm excited to see that match up for the South African Conference. But I think they're just going to be too strong again, and they'll be one of the front runners this whole season,
Oh,
starting today.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, mate. It's going to be a battle. The people, whoever's going to win the conference, will be the guys who win between Stormers and Harare. So whoever wins them games against each other, they'll finish one.
Yep. That's something to watch out for. That could be an interesting game too. I'm going to have to look at where that is. Who you got picking up the win here? Jaguares haven't named their team yet, but you know it's going to be strong. I'm a bit concerned about the Lions. I don't know what's they've lost too much now.
Harare by 9, mate.
By 9. I have gone. What have I gone by? Let's have a look. Oh, I've gone the Jaguares by 8. It's not going to be close. It's going to be
I reckon it'd be even more, mate.
Yeah.
But like you say, it's first game of the year. That people are going to play safe and don't want to get injured in the first game. But
bit of rust.
Yeah, but it's their first proper game. They're going to be errors and that, but Juarez is just too good for the Lions now. The Lions are past it.
The big matchup, round 4. That's what you got to look out for. Round 4, 22nd of February. Stormers, DHL Newlands, of course, at home against the Jaguares. That is going to be the one to watch, and they will play again as well later on. Which, let's see if I can find this. There's the Jaguares come to New Zealand. Oh, no, they don't. No, the Highlanders go to South Africa. What else we got? There we go. Round 8. So round 4 and round 8. That's to watch out for. That one's in Buenos Aires against Stormers, 21st of March. So 2 big games that will define, I think, the South African Conference this season. But that's our 7 games. That is all of our 7 games going through. I screwed up graphics for half of them, but whatever. We've still had fun. Good chat about the Rugby Test. Now, if people want to get hold of you, abuse you because they're a fan of the teams you don't like, they can catch you on Twitter and abuse you on there, can't they? Anywhere else or anything else you want to say before we wrap up for round 1?
Yeah, you could give me abuse, mate. I don't care. Anyone who wants to give it to me. I'm so laid back, I probably don't care, mate. So my Twitter account is at scrap1987. Yeah, you'll probably find me and Steve chatting on there quite a lot, like we usually do. Banner to each other, giving each other shit like we usually do from Northern Hemisphere to Southern. So that's my Twitter account. So give it to us or drop some comments down in this video for Steve-O, because he's a top lad. Let's get behind him and help him out.
And, thank you, sir. And, Discord. If you want to have a chat to all of us, I'm on there.
Yeah,
Taz is on there. There's a whole pile of people on there as well. There's a whole pile of guys that chat about all sorts of Northern Rugby, Southern Rugby. We had a huge chat over the World Cup. All sorts of stuff going on about gaming, rugby, anything you want to talk about. We're all on there. So if you want to have a chat to everyone, come and join up to the Discord channel. There is a link to the thing below in the description. So you just have to go to that site, download the client, and join up and come say hi and have a bit of a chat. So Discord's always good chat, isn't it? You can attest to that.
Oh, yeah. That's probably the most common place you'll probably get me if you want to send messages to me is Discord, because I'm on it because I'm on it with different servers because I love my sim racing and that. I'm on it with that. So I'm probably on it every single day. So it's probably easier for you to give me abuse on that, I reckon.
And of course, we chat quite a bit about the videos and the games as well, don't we? So all new signings, new developments we go through. Bit of a chat on there last time about Rugby Champions as well. So if you do watch the videos and you want to have your say, come talk to us on there. But that does about wrap us up for round 1. All I can say is big thanks to Taz for coming on to the channel and having a chat. Maybe we'll try to stream all of these throughout the season if possible. I do like streaming, so I hope everyone who come along and had a
Well,
chat did enjoy it. What's up?
well, and whenever you want me on, mate, as it shows, I'm not in my truck. I'm at home today,
Yay!
and it's easier for me to stream it because of our time difference.
Indeed.
And to be honest, it's good enough having the chat, like we ask questions to each other. And got you guys in the chat. Thanks for watching, by the way. Asking us questions. So it's all good. Thank you very much.
That's all good indeed. Thanks so much, everyone. Hopefully we'll see some more streams, especially if Taz involved. We'll do them at this sort of time because time zones suck. And we can go from there. Anyway, that's us. Thanks for coming by. We'll see you all next time for round 2 and whatever other videos we've got coming up afterwards. So until then, thanks for coming by as always, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, Taz. Catch you all later.
Cheers, guys.